Hello everyone, my name is Saleh and today I'll be representing a presentation on mechanical hand with my team members Abira, Nathaniel and Ali. We'll be going over these topics: introduction, plan, create, improve, safety, and finally conclusion. The purpose of this presentation is to document the process, findings, and outcomes of the project. When the project is done, it will be able to perform several tasks such as picking up a die and turning it so that the face shows a different number, or picking up a golf ball and throwing it on a specific target, or stacking up three blocks on top of each other, or picking up a cup and emptying its contents, or doing a thumbs up to this project. Now, the materials used for this project are cardboard as the base. There are straws attached to each fingers, acting as the joints. There will be strings attached to each finger to control the fingers individually. You can think of this model as a puppet, just as the puppeteers control their puppets using strings. The mechanical hand will be controlled using strings.
Hi everyone, my name's Nathaniel, and this is basically the part two of our presentation on how we can create this mechanical hand. So this is basically what like kind of the same thing, but like the other presentations, like basically like a rough draft, I guess, and this one is gonna be what we're gonna do, like the actual draft before we start making this. So I'll be representing my group as the planning on making this mechanical hand and also how we can create it. So basically I want to start it with the first bulletin point, which is the effective planning for the design and creation process, which basically is like the planning on how we can create this thing and the design. So basically having everything together so we don't get mixed up. And then, so it's basically like the before stage, before the creation of the hand. So we don't get confused on which materials we use and which process goes where and what. The next melting point is picking the right materials and why it matters. So our group came up with basically six materials that we had in mind, which is the cardboard, strings, straw, scissors, measurement tools, and pencils. Basically, we're going to use those to create the hand. And the reason why it kind of matters on what materials we use is we need to make sure it is able to function properly. So, like, we need to make sure the hand is flexible and firm and can hold. And yeah, basically anything that makes the hand function, it matters. Otherwise, it wouldn't work and we will need to try again. The third bulletin point is comparing recent improvements to the past performance. This basically is like means how we can improve the hand better so we can add more, I say, like materials if we because right now we have six that our group came up with, but like basically like we can add more as we go in. Like maybe we don't have to stick with six, maybe we can add more to how we can like to improving the hand better and how we can hold stuff. So basically like functionality tests, how we can improve anything. Um we already showed this in our presentation one, but this is basically what the hand will look like, the function stuff, the foundation here for the cardboard, the strings as to hold, or the strings as the nerves, and the straws right here as joints so it can close. Now, creating this hand is pretty straightforward. It's like the first bullet to point here saying assembly of the hand. We're gonna assemble everything before we start building. Obviously, we're gonna use our planner so we don't make mistakes as we build it. Um, yeah. So we're basically just like I said, we're gonna use like we have a planner so we can create minimum mistakes and be more precise with it. The next bulletin point is building the mechanical hand. Uh, the building mechanical hand, this one's really important because you gotta be very precise on how we're gonna create this thing. We gotta be, excuse me, we gotta be precise on where we put our materials, or else it wouldn't function properly. Like we have to make sure the straws, which it's the acting joint, it got to be put in a position where it can work so the hand can function properly. Um, Also that goes with the strings too. Like I said, it's like the nerve, like right here. These you have to make sure it's like the right size and length, whatever we want, so it can properly use. So anything that we can make the hand function. Lastly, the the functionality and the testing, which basically means excuse me again, the product of the hand. We got to make sure it is able to function, it's flexible, it has a firm grip, and can grab and hold items very firmly, and it doesn't break down when we use it. So yeah, that is basically it. Um,
Hello, my name's Abira. I'm in group 4. This is the second presentation for our mechanical hand. I will be presenting the improvement and results section. So in our previous presentation, we talked about using rubber bands to provide more tension, adding layers of cardboard to increase stability, durability, sturdiness, and using hot glue on the fingertips for better grip of objects. For the rubber bands, we saw that that using rubber bands provided a counter force which allowed the fingers to return back to its original shape and position, and they basically mimicked the role of tendons and muscles in our that are naturally present in our hands. Other than that, it also allowed for better grip and a controlled application of force on certain objects, and it really helped in carrying out tasks. As for the layers of cardboard, while it did increase the stability, durability, and sturdiness of the structure, as mentioned earlier, it was a trade-off, as it using many layers added almost a rigidness to the structure, and it made the fingers less flexible. It also increased the moment of inertia, which caused the fingers to be more resistant to bending. And for the hot glue, it increased the friction, which was what we were looking for, and allowed a reduction in slippage. And it allowed the mechanical hand to act like a human hand, in the sense that the hot glue acted like the ridges on the human fingertips. However, we came to the conclusion that over time there would be wear and tear, and either the hot glue would wear off unless we keep checking on it and make sure that it is still as new as possible. So these are the results there were 2 rounds. The first one was during our first attempt at making the hand. This is without the improvements, and then that was the red one, and then the purple side is the results for round 2, which were after we improved our design. As you can see, the success rate significantly improved in round 2. However, in certain cases, the time taken to perform these tasks was it took more time to perform these tasks in the second round. We think it is because of the added layers of cardboard, as once again it did add a rigidness, and the moment of inertia made the structure more resistant to bending. However, the success rate is probably due to the addition of rubber bands and hot glue on the fingertips, as it provided with better grip, allowing it to have more tension, and increased friction significantly helped with the success rate of our results.
Hello, my name is Alba Hishman, and to conclude our group project, we have assessed as a team that the hand is flexible, though may not be as flexible as it could possibly be, such as like a human hand. Though it is flexible with the constraints given, we have made it flexible, and it can perform some of, if not most of, the tasks presented towards the mechanical hand. And promptly following our second innovation and improvements, there's definitely lots of room for more improvement and lots of performance analysis and lots of areas to identify for enhancement and probably part replacement or part upgrades. Install probably more reliable, more heavy, more durable parts would probably boost the mechanical hand's efficiency. And throughout all this, we were presented with a large predicament of not being able to practically talk face to face and interact with one another, and work on the mechanical hand simultaneously through the entire group. But through this, it's prone for us to realize that it's stuff like this where groups can be separated, and there's lots of predicaments and situations that can make the group go through a phase of having to reach out to one another and actually have initiative to do something towards the mechanical project, install something, bring up something, talk to the group as a whole, ask their opinions and whatnot. And throughout all this, we've definitely at least gained some knowledge on the mechanics and actual intricate processes that a mechanical hand goes through, utilizing the everyday materials that we utilized. And that should be it. Thank you very much.